Search Tucson, Arizona on the internet all day long, and I'm sure you'll read about how we're home to the University of Arizona Wildcats, and we have a lot of cactus and stuff like that. But you already knew that, right? What else do you need to know about Tucson that you really wouldn't know unless you lived here for a while? Hey everyone, it's Kimberly, your go-to real estate agent in Tucson, Arizona, and today I'm telling you what they don't tell you about this city. I've been here almost 40 years, so there are some things about this place I'm just used to. But if I were visiting here for the first time, I would be pretty surprised by this community in many ways. If you have something to add to this list, toss it down in the comments below, and I'd appreciate a like or a subscribe if you learned something today. Contact me when you buy or sell a home in Tucson, and I'll get right to work for you. All my contact information is in the description below each video. So what are the top 6 things Tucsonans know about this city that visitors and non-Tucson residents don't know? Number 1, you have to plan your life around the heat in the summertime. Obviously, everyone knows that it's hot in Tucson in summertime. That's no surprise there. But Tucsonans have learned to live with it by changing a lot of their life patterns during the summertime. During the summer, Tucsonans plan all of their vacations so that they can escape the heat. But if vacations aren't possible, they are making sure that their air conditioning is in good working order before the summer hits. And they are making plans to become best friends with anyone who has a swimming pool, and we really try to not go out during the middle of the day and the heat of the day, so we get all of our gardening or outdoor projects done first thing in the morning so that we don't have to do anything in the afternoon outside. When we go to a grocery store or shopping, we try to find a place to park our cars underneath a shady tree or the shade of a building. We purposefully avoid purchasing real estate that is east-west facing because we know that the electric bills will get really high in the summertime if we don't have really thick window coverings or a lot of covered patio space near those windows. We try our best to avoid purchasing 2-story homes because hot air rises and it may cost more to keep a 2-story home cool in the summertime, and we do our best to purchase homes that are well insulated with extra insulation because it is just that important to us that we keep the cool air in during those hotter months. We even tend to purchase homes that have garages or carports just so our cars will be protected from the sun that beats down on them. We also are very careful with sun and how we take care of our skin. So if we're going out in the middle of the day in the summer, we wear sunglasses and hats and sunscreen and even an umbrella so we can be protected from skin damage and skin cancer. The summer is just a harsh time of year for anyone who is visiting or living here, and Tucsonans have just gotten used to it and have learned to adapt as they've lived here. Number 2, Tucson has a lot of wild animals. Tucson's animals are actually pretty cool, but some can get a little aggressive if they think that they are in danger or if they're trying to protect their babies. Keep your distance, admire them from a distance, and I probably don't have to say this, but if you see one in the wild, do not approach a pack of javelinas, especially if they have their babies with them. Do not approach a pack of coyotes. Do not approach bobcats, especially bobcat mothers. Do not touch Gila monsters. And of course, not that you ever would, but please don't get too close to a rattlesnake. Also, do not feed wild desert animals. Leave these animals alone and they'll leave you alone for the most part. A lot of Tucson homes have brick walls to keep out desert animals, or they have chicken wire around the bottom of gates or fences to try to keep snakes from getting in the yards. Also be careful with your small pets, especially small dogs, in your backyard because a lot of Tucson wild animals can jump walls and fences like it's no big deal, so just be aware of that. Tucson also has a lot of really cool birds, but some of those can even be a little aggressive. So once again, just enjoy them from a distance and admire them from a distance, and they should leave you alone. Speaking of Tucson creatures, we also have pack rats here that like to build nests, and one of their least appealing qualities, chew up electrical wiring in cars or campers or workout equipment or anything outside with electrical wiring. We also have termites here, so most home buyers have termite inspectors check everything out before a home is purchased. Number 3, our architecture is different here. I've already talked about how we don't have a ton of two-story or multi-level homes here because of the potential for a higher electric bill during the summer months. But also, we don't like to block our mountain views if we don't have to. And we also have a lot of retired people in the city, and folks just prefer to not have to walk upstairs all the time. So here's the thing. We don't have a lot of really huge homes here either because we don't have finished basements and we don't have finished lofts all that much. And since you just have a single story, really the only square footage in your home is on that one floor. So a 5,000 square foot home would be pretty big for a single story home. I have buyers moving here who are coming from other states and they say, I need a 4,000 square foot home. We just don't have those here. Most of our homes are between 1,500 to 3,000 square feet. Anything bigger than that is kind of considered like a mansion here, and it's going to be pretty expensive probably. And again, keep in mind, a lot of our residents here are either retired or they're purchasing homes in Tucson as a second home, or a lot of them are college students, and those folks just don't want or need really big houses. Speaking of architecture, we also have flat roofs and tile roofs, which a lot of places don't have. We have homes with saltillo tire floor and concrete flooring, a lot of Southwestern and Mexican influence in our architecture, some brick homes, others stucco, lots of variety, lots of historical homes and neighborhoods here, although we have plenty of new builds and modern as well. Our architecture is pretty different here from other places that a lot of my buyers are moving here from. Number 4, we tend to be a little bit hipster here. Believe it or not, for such a big-time retirement community and snowbird city, the average age in Tucson is right around age 33 compared to the national average of 38. So we have plenty of young people here too, many of whom move here for the University of Arizona and stay after graduation, or they move here for Davis-Monthan Air Force Base for work and then they continue to stay here after they've retired. Tucson has a hipster feel in many areas, with a large number of secondhand stores, trendy nightlife, food trucks, tattoo parlors, art museums, a cool downtown scene, and solar panels providing energy throughout the city, not just in residential areas, but commercial buildings as well. Our culture isn't fancy. We're not snobby people. We're not the martini crowd, if that's what you're into. We like the arts, we like the outdoors, and we love to stay active. And we really like EGs. But I'll talk about that in another video. Number 5, we have washes and monsoons here. If you happen to visit during monsoon season, which is generally just during the summertime, just be careful when you're out driving because a big rainstorm can hit and the visibility is really poor during the bad monsoon storms. If you hit a dip in the road, sometimes the water is flooded so badly that you can get stuck in a wash. Doesn't happen too often, and the big storms really don't last very long when they hit, but you just need to be prepared and drive safely. Never enter a wash area when it's flooded. It's just not safe. Number 6, you may end up doing a lot of driving here. Tucson is pretty spread out, but we're not known for having great roads. And what I mean by that is that we don't have a lot of freeways that can easily take you from one side of the city to another. And that's the thing about Tucson. We know that and we're okay with it because we don't want big freeways racing all over our city. That's just not our culture. We're not race around the city people. So we don't mind a little drive across town if we need to take one. So yes, if you live in Tanque Verde and you want to go to the Desert Museum, it's going to be a long drive. If you live in Oro Valley and you want to get over to the east side to visit a friend in Savano, you'll probably be on the road for a little bit. We're just used to it here. But most people end up living in one area of town that they rarely leave. They have a home in a certain area of town, their kids go to nearby schools, they shop at nearby grocery stores, they take a part in the outdoor activities right by their homes, most of their friends live nearby, they work in the area, etc. That's why I tell my home buyers that the first step before they even think about purchasing a home is to figure out the area of town that they like best. If you work in Marana, don't send your kids to school in Vail and then live in Sahuarita. It just doesn't make sense. Find an area of town that checks off the majority of your boxes and purchase a home there. And you probably won't leave your little area of town very often because you just won't have to. Then you can avoid the traffic and the road situation as much as possible. So there you have it, the top 6 things that only Tucsonans really know about Tucson. I hope this was helpful to you whether you're planning on visiting or moving here in the near future. You can thank me by liking the video and hitting the red subscribe button on your way out the door so we can discover more about Tucson together in the future. If you're a Tucsonan and have something to add to this list, toss it down in the comments. And if you're planning to purchase or sell Tucson real estate in the future, contact me and let's get started. All my information is in the description below each video. Check out my other Tucson content in this channel, and I'll see you in the next video.